Gotcha. What was your first childhood memory?
Oh gosh, I think going out for drives and my dad sold the Pierce arrows, and he'd bring them home, of course, for the weekend, and taking drives on Sunday and stopping to get. Mother said I would always say after a few minutes in the car, "Is it time to get some ginger ale? I love ginger ale." And then, in addition to that car memory, there's the one where I had a kitten, and I was sliding it down the cars had, what were they called? They covered the wheel.
Oh, that's fender skirts.
Yeah,
like
a fender.
Fender skirt, yeah.
So I was sliding this little kitten down
The swoop of the body line of the car.
sliding board, yeah.
Mhm.
And of course,
It scratched it.
scratched it up. And I didn't know I'd done anything wrong, but my dad really spanked me.
Oh.
And Mama got after him for that. It's one thing to spank a child or punish them for something that they know they're not supposed to do.
Yeah, but
But
an
he was
accident.
like a child himself. He was 10 years younger than my mother. He was only about 21 when he got married to her.
Mhm.
She was 31.
Mm.
And he never grew up. I swear to goodness, that man. When
They had to get married.
yeah,
She was the
Oh,
it was.
she was the one.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Mama was a wild child. You know, she paid for it.
Which I don't know if you've seen.
And she
the
liked younger men.
photos.
Your mom liked younger men.
Well,
Yeah.
she was just wild and just happened to get knocked up by
I
that.
guess
There's lots of
He was a
pictures up
patient
there of
one.
all the great grandparents and stuff. I don't know
I'm
if
gonna
you've seen
take.
them.
I did.
he was
I'm
a
gonna take
patient.
some.
He was a patient of hers,
Really?
which made it even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Frowned upon.
She was a
Yeah.
nurse.
Mhm.
You don't date your patients.
Anyway, they got married and moved to Youngstown, Ohio, way away from the family. So when
And
I
never
was born,
celebrated their anniversary.
when I was born, yeah,
that
nobody
would
ever
look bad.
celebrated their anniversary. But moved to Youngstown, Ohio, and Daddy sold Pierce arrows there, and
Because it'd be obvious that Mom was not.
What were Pierce arrows? Is that a car?
Yeah, it was a type
Yeah,
of car.
very
Mhm.
fancy car like Cadillac.
Wow.
It's like
Or
the
a
old
what's
or
the
Bentley,
Bentleys?
Bentley or
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mercedes Benz.
Yeah.
You know, it was a fancy car
High-end
way
car.
back when.
Mhm.
yeah,
Way back when. In the 20s.
yeah.
So great grandpa was a salesman.
Oh yeah. He
And
definitely was.
this is the same gentleman that also tattooed chickens.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
He had a million jobs.
Yeah, he was a
He could not keep one.
yeah. He sold rock wool insulation too. Blew it, and he's not only sold it, then he would blow it into the house too. And he developed lung disease from the
From that.
breathing.
The rock wool dust.
Yeah.
That's bad for you.
And that's what
They didn't know that.
finished him off.
Yeah.
Similar to like asbestos or asbestosis
Mhm.
in the lungs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In fact, he probably was selling asbestos. It probably was all
It was
asbestos.
that.
Yeah, not just rock wool. It was
It
wow.
was so odd. He went back to his hometown. Mama offered to have him come out to California and she'd take care of him, but he went back to his hometown and lived off of old ladies that took him in and took care of him until he died. And then he left his body to science to see what they could, if there's anything that
Learn
They
anything
can
from
glean
it.
from
Yeah.
yeah,
Interesting. I'm sure they took a close look at his lungs.
yeah.
Yeah.
He only had one brother, and they drifted apart pretty much. But his brother married a social climber, and then they had two kids, Bob and Jane. And I won a scholarship to Purdue University, and they lived in West Lafayette, where Purdue was, and both the kids went there. So I went for a visit after I won the scholarship, and my darling cousin backed me into a corner and said, "Now Bob and I have developed a good name for the Kimes name at the university. I don't want you coming in here with your craziness and lousing that up."
He thought you were going to ruin the good family name, huh?
And I decided right then
She
I
gave
could,
up the scholarship.
Oh, really?
I gave up the scholarship.
Wow.
Didn't go to
I
Purdue.
Wow, imagine how life-changing that might have been.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I no, yeah, and really, I never met your dad because then I went to IU, and he
Indiana
was there in his
University.
final. Oh, your
Mhm.
grandpa.
Mhm.
I finally met him. He was in his final year, and
So none of us would be alive if
Yeah.
Mom had taken that Purdue one.
yeah,
Wow.
thank goodness my
Your cousin was so
my
nasty.
cousin was nasty. We owe it all to Jane.
What a
Wow.
name too.